It's hot, it's sunny, the water's perfect, we're in a city brimming with style and culture, and we're going to spend the whole weekend indoors. €250,000 has been more than enough to attract nearly 200 of Europe's top poker players. And there's no holding them back when the game is no limits Texas Hold'em. Get it? Welcome to the action. Welcome to Barcelona. Welcome to the first round of the brand new European Poker Tour. It's a series of 7 of the biggest tournaments being held in Europe, finishing with the final in Monte Carlo. Where else, hey? But tonight, we're in Casino Barcelona in the Costa Brava, Spain. So let's get inside and find out who's getting the nuts. Over to our commentators, John Duffy and Colin Murray.
Thanks, Caroline. We're loving the lack of dress out there, but no lack of players in here. It's the Barcelona leg of the European Poker Tour. With me is a $1 million man, John Duffy. What a room tonight. It's electric.
Oh, it's really, the atmosphere is amazing. It really is. Everybody's turned up. Everybody who, you know, I wanted to turn up has turned up. It's really, really looking like an exciting game ahead of us.
229 players. Somehow we've got to whittle them down to just 8 for the final table, and already some well-known faces are heading for the cash games. But it's been a good tournament for some of poker's rising stars. Devilfish, however, a hot favourite. He's still playing, but it just ain't poker.
Yeah, two aces, I had 2 kings, that was it, finito.
And the only ladies left at this game are the 4 in the pack. Britain's top female player, Lucy Rocash, amongst the women who've fallen. Marcel Lusk, the winner of the tournament last year, has had to look for other distractions. Well, it's an easy target.
Consolation kisses.
And sympathy for Stefan Oostund. He finished in the worst position of all, 1 place from the final table. Right, he's no Stevie Wonder, that's for sure. Let's have a look at the final 8. Seat number 1 is probably the best known player at this final table, John Cabaj, 138,800 chips, and he's on the shoulder of Alexander Stevic, 286,300 chips. Now, Andres Panaris, we know 2 things. He needs more chips, and he's Greek, but then again, so was Zorba. Gary Bush, another professional, he's low in chips as well in seat number 4. And 5, we got Luca Pagano again. He needs some action early on at this final table, or he is making his way home. Chip leader Adam Roback, what do we know about him? Well, we'll find out more soon. Nearly 300,000 chips, and one of the best players in Ireland is on his shoulder, David O'Callaghan. And Stefan Rapp in seat 8 completes our final table. Let's play cards. Let's take a look at the hands that matter, starting at the top with the royal flush. That's a running straight from 10 through until the ace, and below that we get the straight flush. It doesn't have to be 10 to ace, but much the same idea. And it's the big 4 of a kind, 4 of the same number. The 4th best hand in poker is the full house, 3 of 1, plus a pair for you as well. Any numbers will do. And the flush, it doesn't have to run, but it has to be the same suit. And the straight, it doesn't have to be the same suit, but it has to run. Simple enough. 3 of a kind, this is where most poker's played. 3 of the same number. The same with 2 pair, it speaks for itself. Then we got 1 pair. And as for the high cards, well, let's just say you're not making many chips with that. So So that's the stack of Alexander Stevic, second in the table, just nearly chip leader. But we're talking early on about Pinaris, we're talking about Bush, we're talking about players, John, who have low stacks, who need some action early on. They need to double through, they're going home.
They need to start getting busy, otherwise it's just, it's just curtains for them. If they want to win the tournament, they've got to start playing. It's going to be interesting to see what they actually do here. I mean, Luca just folded 10-jack there, for instance, which, I might play this hand.
So Adam Roback, he would raise on a 7-2 unsuited today, John. I mean, we're talking a Jack-9. Why is he making the raise early on there and button position-wise? He's straight in.
He's an aggressive player. He wants to, he wants to make a stand, wants to make an immediate impact on this final table. So he's raising in an early position with Jack-9 off. Okay, now we see Stefan here picking up Ace-8 suited. So he's going to call. He's not sure really where he stands, but he's going to call anyway, just to see a flop.
But if you were running a poker school, let's face it, most people couldn't afford your poker school if you were running the fees for an hour even. But you wouldn't advise to raise so close to the button in a Jack-9. He should get stung in that, shouldn't he?
Well, it depends really. I'm more interested to see what John does now. He's got Ace-Queen. We've seen he's got Ace-Queen.
Seemed to play with his chips a lot there. That usually, I'd have a twitch in my eye there if I was in a losing position with that.
Well, he was trying to get a reaction off Adam to see what Adam actually has got, and he's got it, and now he's going to raise. Let's see how much.
Raises another 40,000.
It's a 40,000. Well, Roback's got a full. What about Rap, though? I mean, he's suited Ace-8.
Well, let's see if he walks into anything behind him. No. Andreas and... let's see, Adam's got a fold. I mean, he was at it anyway,
And folds. Now it's Stefan.
Stefan looks across at him and folds.
Kabaj takes that hand on a card turned in the middle. That's big time poker for you.
He wins 27,000 this spot.
Cash poker, of course, 25 quid in, a friendly game with your mates on a Saturday night, go home when the girlfriend rings you too much. This is tournament poker, this is stay to the end.
This is survival. I mean, if you're short stacked, it's, it really is a question of survival. You've got to play hands, you've got to double up, you've got to get there. It's last man standing. If you lose your money, you're out. You can't put your hand in your pocket and take more money out. So what we're going to see is we're going to see the big stacks either trying to dominate the other players, or they're going to sit back and wait. The short stacks have got to play, otherwise they're out.
Excellent. So get the good book out and start praying, because this is do or die. This is all in or all out. And of course, John, there's nothing worse than being short stacked and getting dealt some fantastic cards, and everybody else has nothing and folds and leaves you with nothing more than the blinds to show for it.
Oh, that's horrible. Well, if it happens.
Happens to you quite a lot these days here.
I've had my share of luck.
So we've already seen the capacity for Kabaj to turn a game around. The action, though, is on Adam Roback.
Adam opens the board, and it's third time in a row.
A great fact about poker that I've learned from you, my Obi-Wan Kenobi, is that a pair of sevens is actually leading pre-flop against, say, an ace-king.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a moderate starting hand. They're very difficult hands to play, these medium pairs. But he's done the right thing. He's come out raising. Oh, and Alexander's call. This is interesting. What's he got? Ace of spades, 9 of clubs. Oh, Gary Bush has got a good hand too. Ace 10 of diamonds. Let's see what he does with. Oh, he's folded. That's tight play. That's tight play. Probably thinks he's losing. So we're going to see a flop here between Stevic and Roback.
Who's the easiest player to read out of the two? I mean, Roback's very unpredictable.
Well, let's... Okay, so pair of 10. So, Roback's still in the lead here. I mean, if you look at his face now, he's thinking, right, okay, my pair's probably still good. I've got 10s and 7s with a deuce. The kicker's kind of irrelevant. So out he comes betting, and Stevic will probably fold here because he's got nothing at all.
He might fancy his ace, though, as leading in that if he's unpaired, his ace is going to lead as a high card at the moment.
Well, it's an unusual call. What does it,
that's why it's a good call. Any call in poker is good with hindsight.
Well, it's good now. I mean, we can see all the cards. Of course, it's good. Okay, so now, of course, Roback's scared of the ace. He thinks maybe, he's losing to the ace.
And that's a good check by Stevic.
Well,
the ace won't be red now. And if he makes a small bet, then surely Roback's going to go to call it with the pot sitting 72,000.
Exactly, it's very good. I think you'll probably see Adam check again here because he's afraid of that ace, or he doesn't really know where he stands at the moment. He's quite happy if it's checked down. In other words, if Stevic checks now, oh, he's not, he's betting, because he thinks he's winning.
That's it. He thinks he's picked it with the ace. Rightfully thinks he's picked it with the ace. And Rubak's got to call that. What's that, 20,000? We're at 92,000. He's got to call that. As per set, I mean, he can only get beat at the moment by a 10 or an ace. So he will call it, but these are the two big stacks up against each other here. They don't really want to do each other out. Oh, like Stevic can't turn his cards over quick enough.